Hey Artnerds, today we're going to be taking a look at Dr. P.H. Martin's Hydrus Fine Art Watercolor. If you're interested in learning more about these pigment-based watercolors, you're just going to have to keep on watching. So a while back, I recorded a video on Dr. P.H. Martin's Concentrated Radiant Watercolor, as well as a video on Dr. P.H. Martin's Hydrus Watercolor. And to be honest, I'm not entirely satisfied with how those videos turned out, so I wanted to revisit the two topics. Today we are talking about Hydrus Fine Art Watercolor. Again, these are pigment-based liquid watercolors, which is a little bit unusual on the market. But I have some other exciting pigment-based watercolors to show you guys, pigment-based liquid watercolors, I should say, to show you guys in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. You can check the description below for all of the information that I'm going to cover in this video, as well as links to where you can buy your own Hydrus liquid watercolors. Today we are going to be doing swatches, and I'm going to do those in time-lapse. So you can check out the Dr. P.H. Martin's home site at docmartins.com. You can buy them through Jerry's, Amazon, and Blick. And Dr. P.H. Martin's is home of the most brilliant liquid color products. They manufacture watercolors, including dye-based and pigment-based watercolors, such as the Radiant Concentrated Watercolors. They make India ink, such as Bombay and Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star. They make fountain pen ink, liquid acrylic, Calligraphy Color, and Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleedproof White, which is one of my favorite white correctional products on the market. They have been in business for 82 years. They were founded in 1934, and they are manufactured in the U.S. by Salis International. A little more information about Dr. P.H. Martin's Hydrus Fine Art Watercolors. They are liquid-based watercolors, so they are quick to activate. They're pigment-based. They're acid-free. They are Archival Grade. They're intermixable. They are Lightfast. They are designed to be non-clogging. They are non-toxic. They have a dropper top. They're designed to be intermixable. They're designed to be transparent. There are 36 total colors. They're available in sets of 12, and there are 3 total sets, or you can get them open stock. And they're designed to be used with brushes, in air brushes, with technical pens, and with dip pens. So there are 2 bottle types available for Hydrus. There are the glass bottles, which contain 1 fluid ounce, and these are made in Golden, Colorado. There's also the smaller plastic bottles, and these are a 1/2 ounce. So these might be a little bit better for travel, as they would be less prone to breaking. They both use rubber droppers with a plastic dropper on the inside rather than glass. If you read the bottle, you can find a little bit of information about these paints. You will find the color name towards the bottom, as well as a designation. So we have 31H red oxide and 1H Hansa yellow light. You will also find the pigment information. So here we have PR Red 101 and PY number 3, as well as Lightfast information. So Lightfast number 1, and this one is also Lightfast number 1. They recommend that you add a little bit of opaque white gouache if you wish for a, they recommend you add titanium white to achieve an opaque white gouache watercolor as well. So they are fairly versatile liquid watercolors. While both are designed to be transparent, the Hydrus Fine Art Watercolor utilizes pigments, whereas the Radiant Concentrated Watercolor utilizes dyes. These are going to be far more light fast than these, since dye-based color tends to be very light fugitive. But they cost around the same amount. You can see here from just kind of the opacity to in the bottle and there's a little bit of pigment buildup. Let me see if I can find a good example. So you see how the pigment has sedimented out. Before using, you want to give these a good shake, whereas shaking with these is not necessarily necessary. Now you will see some sedimentation with these, and that is because these are created by using dried dye particles suspended in a solution. Although they may look very similar at first glance, Hydrus Fine Art Watercolor and Bombay Red India Ink or Bombay India Ink are fairly different. You can mix India ink with water to achieve washes, but it is not necessarily watercolor. It will not handle quite like watercolor. The closest thing I can say that it will handle like is the Derwent Inktense line. If you guys are interested in checking out videos where I utilize these in that sort of fashion, let me know in the comments below. Now, these are also Lightfast, but they are waterproof once they've dried, and they are designed not to spread or feather. Alright, next up we are going to do some gridded swatches. that we've got these all swatched out and they've had a chance to dry, I'm going to go ahead and do a lift test. Alright, we've got our swatching well underway. I already began doing a little bit of color mixing, color play, since the Dr. P.H. Martin's Hydrus Watercolors are designed for intermixability. I want to do a color wheel next, but we have a few too many colors for me to want to swatch, so I'm going to narrow this down and we're going to go ahead and start doing our color wheel. The colors I'm going to use for this color wheel are Viridian Green, Turquoise Blue, Ultramarine, Quinacridone Violet, Crimson Lake, Vermilion Hue, Chrome Yellow, and Hansa Yellow Medium. A lot of fun playing around with these beautiful saturated liquid watercolors, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you guys. And these thoughts came about mostly while doing the swatches. So these handle like very luminous, finely milled watercolors. They're super quick to activate, very saturated color delivery. Pigments may clog up the dropper. My Viridian Green is an example of that. You guys saw me pulling out plastic droppers fairly frequently. A little seems to go a really long way. Colors sediment out in interesting ways. You can kind of see that over here, and you can see that with some of these. It's almost like I dropped rubbing alcohol onto them, but that was just clean water. Colors are prone to lifting, I've found. Maybe they need to dry for 24 hours. It'll be interesting to see how they handle when we do the field test. Colors mix super cleanly. Even for desaturated mixes, for the most part, I wasn't mixing mud, I was just mixing grays. And colors also dry very saturated and intense. A lot of brands claim to deliver super saturated color, and then I end up being kind of disappointed in the color delivery. These are very, very saturated. So if you are looking for bright, vibrant, saturated color, these could be it. I need to keep doing my research, figure out sort of ways that other artists handle them, whether I should let them dry, whether I should work with them while they're still wet. My one concern is color pollution. Obviously, you're going to want to put a little bit of this in a palette of some sort, and that way, if you pollute that pool, you haven't ruined the whole bottle, which is probably how I should be thinking about it. But because they are so saturated, they can be a little bit intimidating for someone like me. So this is the piece I have for the field test. I hope you guys will stick around, keep an eye on this channel, and look forward to it, because I look forward to sharing that with you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit subscribe, click that bell notification. That way you never miss an update. I've got a lot of great stuff here on this channel that I know you guys will enjoy. If you like what I do and you want to help me keep doing it, you can do so by joining me over on Patreon at patreon.com/NettoSoup and join the Art Nerd community. Again, check the description for links and show notes. I'm popping them there. So if you want to know where to get these, or if you're looking for additional opinions, you can check the notes in the description below. So that was my review of Dr. P.H. Martin's Hydrus Liquid Watercolor. These are pigment-based liquid watercolors, available in 36 total colors, available in 2 sizes, the ounce and the half ounce. I hope you guys found this helpful, useful, and informative, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye, guys!